Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great day because I know that I am because I get to sit here and talk to y'all. So, today we are going to be talking about Empire of the Ants from 1977, directed by Burt Gordon. Okay, Mr. Gordon, he directed the timeless classic Food for the Gods, which is basically a movie about giant rodents attacking people, similar to Empire of the Ants, with giant ants attacking people. Only the rodents, when you have the close up shots, are dogs dressed up to look like rats. Absolutely absurd, but completely endearing and charming. So let's get into Empire of the Ants. This stars Joan Collins and Chris Pine's daddy. Don't remember his name, but I know he was Chris Pine. So the reason so this movie is one of my favorites as a child, right? It's very similar to the movie Them from the 1950s about giant ants. In fact, I personally would go so far in my own headcanon to think that this is either a remake or a sequel to Empire of the Ants. This is like Mr. Gordon's version. I'm sorry, of not Empire of the Ants, of Them. This is like Mr. Gordon's version of Them, right? What As a kid, I loved this. When I was like 10 years old, I got this on VHS, and man, I wore that tape out. And it really isn't even that good of a movie because I've watched it a couple of times since I've been an adult, and uh, it's not good, but it's not bad. But then again, it could be the nostalgia that keeps it, in my heart. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge of that on your own when you watch it. But the reason that I watched it this go around is because it was the movie of the week on Svengoolie. And for those of you who don't know who Svengoolie is, he is a horror host, sort of like Joe Bob Briggs, Up All Night. USA's Up All Night back in the 90s, late 90s, mid to late 90s. So he's a horror host, but he shows a lot of old, out of print or out of license films that he can show without having to pay an enormous rights fee, basically. And so this past weekend or a couple weeks ago, he showed Empire of the Ants. And so I started watching it. And if it wasn't for Svengoolie, I wouldn't have known that Chris Pine's dad is one of the actors in it. So I watched it because Svengoolie had it on, and I love Svengoolie. He comes on MeTV every Saturday night at 8/7 Central. For anybody who's interested, if you don't know about Svengoolie, you need to know about Svengoolie because he is the shit. He's awesome. Uh, so anyway, I watched Empire of the Ants on that. It's got Joan Collins in it. As always, she's just smoking hot. Back in the day. But what I really, really uh, like about this movie, I guess, coming from kid kid me, was the fact that it's even though the special effects aren't modern, and even back then, this is 1977 when Star Wars came out, but Mr. Gordon did not have George Lucas's budget or ILM behind him. You know what I mean? Like, so we get very few animatronic ant attacks where it's basically just a big ant head shaking somebody back and forth, and they're like, ah, yeah. We get that like 4 or 5 times, but mostly we get ants that are superimposed over the buildings, right? Like you see the ants running after the people, and you'll see the people like running down the dock with a far off shot, right? Then you'll see superimposed ants climbing over the boathouse and the regular house and all this kind of stuff. So it's the special effects are lame, but at the same time they conjure an imagination in a younger viewer of it's almost like they leave it up to interpretation. But as a young person, as a kid, I was totally immersed in these ants are going to get these people, and they're enormous. They're the size of cars. They're the size of a boat. They're climbing over the tops of houses, and it's to me that just conjured like that. Almost instilled a love of giant killer animal movies in me. Like Lake Placid and all that kind of stuff. I think this is probably the movie that turned me on to all that because I really dug it as a kid. Um, I don't think that it stands up to the test of time at all. Like I said before, I think it's probably pretty shoddy filmmaking right now. if you really went back and watched it with an adult's eye. Um, but overall, it's for me, it's nostalgic, and I really liked it. I really, I enjoyed it. I couldn't even think of what I was trying to say there. I had a brain toot. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed it. If you guys want to check it out, I'm sure it's streaming on either Prime, AMC Plus, or Shout Factory TV, I think. So you can go find that on there if you want to check it out. If you've never seen it before, give it a shot, you know. So overall, guys, I would give Empire of the Ants 3.5 out of 5 stars, and it really only gets that other half star because of nostalgia for me. Because when I go back and watch it, it would really only be a 3-star film. But guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. If you want to, go ahead, like and subscribe. You can find me on Facebook at Cinema Dolce 56. No, the Facebook group is Cinema Dolce, and my TikTok is Cinema Dolce. So you guys look me up on there. And as always, guys, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. I love you. God bless. Peace out.
Yes, Captain Tiltoid. Divert all the power.